garage. No, you're not seeing double. There's an XL Maverick on the left side and my Lariat on the right. I purchased this one from a dealership in Missouri, and did it go smoothly? Kinda. I'm going to go through a quick video of me picking it up and what it was like to purchase it, and then I'm going to give you some great advice on buying a truck from a dealership. It doesn't necessarily have to be a Maverick, but after buying and selling one and buying two more, I do have some great advice about saving money and how they try to get you and how to avoid that. So watch till the very end. But this is what happened when I found it and went up to Missouri. Now I have two Mavericks on order from two different dealerships, and all I get is the 45-day, hey, we haven't done anything with your order yet from Ford. So I was looking on cars.com one day, and I did see an XL white, which is what I wanted for my business. Now, I reached out to the dealership, who shall remain nameless because I didn't have that great of experience there. So I did get a response back from the dealership. They wanted $31,425 for a vehicle that MSRP was $23,925. They were asking $7,500 over the MSRP. Now, I knew I was going to have to pay some over MSRP, but I was not willing to pay that, so I said, thanks a lot, I'm not interested, blah, blah, blah. Went along with my day. Next thing I get is, how much would you be willing to pay? And I said, I don't know, like 28, so like a little bit less than 4,000 over. And they said, are you financing? I said, partially, and he came back and said, well, we'll do $28,925 plus $349 processing fee, which $329 is actually pretty cheap for the processing fee. So I weighed all that and I said, look, I'll give you $28,000 at the max. And he went back and forth, and finally the sales manager called me and said, look, the least I can sell it for is $28,925 with the $349 processing fee. And we went back and forth, and I was just like, okay, I've got a hybrid XL just like I wanted. I'm going to spend $5,000 over because they're not available. I don't think I'm going to get my other two this year that I even had ordered. So with the low processing fee, I went ahead and agreed to it. He beat me down. Now, that's not really what I had a problem with, because I went into this knowing I was going to pay more money than the base price, because they can get more for it at auction. So, I mean, there is a reality in that. And the other reality is Ford comes up and says, we're not making enough money. My stock wasn't valued as much. What in the world is going on when a dealership can make $7,500 more off of a vehicle and Ford's losing money this year? So anyway, I bought my tickets, I got my flight ready to go. Jennifer took me to the airport, and I was off to pick up this vehicle with some cash in my hand and a song in my heart. Well, I'm headed to the airport for the flight to St. Louis. Hopefully Southwest can handle a 1-hour flight to St. Louis with the equipment that they have. I did plead for someone to go with me. And she said, what did she say?
Nope.
So she worries about me falling asleep driving back home, but doesn't want to go with me. So I'm going it alone. Here we go. The new Nashville Airport lobby. Sweet. Looks nice. I made it to the airport, but let me tell you something. Between me and you, don't tell anybody. My wife drives like a freaking maniac. I think I'm a little bit sick to my stomach from the weaving and the accelerating and we almost got hit by a semi-truck. Lord have mercy, I'm lucky I made it. Well, I got her picked up here, about to drive home from Missouri, and it's similar to my truck, but doesn't have all the cool whistles and bells. Still a great vehicle, that's for sure. I love it. So I'm about to hit the road with my Android Auto. Might have should have kept going last night. Wow, it's still coming down pretty good. I'm gonna head out early. Dang. Stop for the night, you'll be safer. No. Anyway, she's doing okay in the snow. It's doing actually fairly well in the ice. So hopefully I'll be home in 4 hours, but we'll see. That's a nice sign to see. Alright, you get south of the Mason-Dixon, it's 42 degrees and just a little bit of rain. This is much easier to drive in, that's for dang sure. So, I'm about an hour out of Nashville. Well, I made it home with Mavy number 2, the little XL, and it did great coming home. The snow, it did really outstanding. I was really surprised. As heavy as that snow was, it really did great. And this should make a great little service truck. Gotta wash all the crap off of it from the snow and the ice and the muck. But other than that, man, she's awesome. One of the things that I did realize between the XL and the Lariat is they are more similar than they are different. The only thing I really missed on my trip home was the adaptive cruise versus the regular cruise. But as far as like drivetrain, of course, they're the same. The interior was just as comfortable. What else was the same? I mean, there really wasn't that much difference between the Lariat and the XL. Other than looks and a few creature comforts, like the mirror system is nice on the Lariat where it tells you there's somebody next to you. Lane keeping system, I did miss a little bit of that. Now on the XL that I purchased, it doesn't have bed liner. That's going to be a video coming up soon in the back here. But other than that, the trucks really are quite similar. So it was later in the evening when I was finished picking up the truck. I drove for a couple hours and I was a little bit tired. My wife is like, Jennifer's going, you need to go find a hotel and spend the night, drive back fresh. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay. So I go find a hotel, and lo and behold, there is a blizzard that comes in the morning. So I wake up to like 3 or 4 inches of snow. That was awesome. So now here's some questions you might have on the truck. Did I pay MSRP? Absolutely not. I paid about $5,000 over MSRP for the XL model. Now you actually might find a Maverick somewhere in the United States for MSRP from a dealership that's not doing any markups. It will be difficult to find a hybrid because they are in higher demand. I have 2 on order. I've got nothing but emails saying, you know, we're trying really hard. Ford says we're still got an order for you. Do I think I'm going to get those trucks this year? I do not. I don't even think they're going to get built because I ordered 2 XLs, which Ford doesn't make as much money on versus XLT and the Lariats, and they are only making 35% of the hybrids. So with that said, I paid the extra $5,000, picked it up in Missouri, and my son is driving it for my business. Is that the best business decision? I don't know, but I got it. I'm not waiting anymore. What am I going to do with the 2 that I have on order if they do come in? I guess I'll cross that bridge when I come to it, right? But I'm thrilled with the truck. I'm thrilled with Mavericks. I think they're great vehicles. Now, let me give you some advice on purchasing a Maverick. If you do find it for MSRP, or you pay over MSRP, or whatever it is, right? Here's the deal. Originally, these guys at the dealership, they were called finance guys. And then they became finance managers. Now, you might hear them referred to as, we're going to take you into our business office to talk to our business manager. Okay, all that is, right? Here's the deal. Those people are the last line of defense for the dealership to be able to extract more money from your pocket, right? You've already negotiated on the price, right? As far as like financing goes, unless you were originally on the Ford plan where you got a specific rate, then that's all up in the air. So you're going into this business office unprepared. Here's my advice. And actually I speak from experience because I made the mistake of this vehicle not going through in my head what I needed to do. I should have. This is what you should do if you're buying a vehicle and you're going to finance any part of it and not write a check, okay? You need to go to your local credit union, bank, wherever, shop around, find the lowest interest rate you can get. So when you go up there, you can say, okay, I have my financing set up. Because here's what happened to me. I got up to Missouri. I have like a 850 credit rating, which, you know, I shouldn't have any problem just signing for anything. Not a brag, but that is, when you're old, sometimes you have good credit. So when I get in there, the finance manager, finance guy, businessman there at the dealership says, "Oh yeah, well, Ford isn't your friend. You said you wanted to use Ford financing because Ford financed my other truck at 0.09% because I got the initial rate." He said, "Oh yeah, they're 8.5%, but the best I can do, you know, because rates have risen and all this and blah blah, is 7.5. Now, here's the situation I'm in. I'm in Missouri, right? I am picking up a Maverick that they do not have to sell to me because it was one that was refused from a customer. So it wasn't one that I ordered. I can't put them off. I don't have a lot of extra time because I want to get the heck out of there. So I went ahead and just signed the paperwork and got the best rate he would give me, a 7.5. Now that is highway robbery. In the 5s would be decent, in the 4s would be excellent. If I went to a credit union, I would at least get in the 4%. So what I'm waiting on, as soon as I get the registration for it and the tag, then I will refinance this and hopefully he will get some money taken back. But here's the overall thing you need to remember. These money extractors, finance guys, business managers, they're just trying to get your money. They are not your friend. They are not to help you at all, right? They are trying to get as much money from you. Just remember that they're not telling you the truth, and they don't have to tell you the truth. Now, they do have to tell you the truth at the very end when they disclose what it's going to cost you. But I'm trying to help you save thousands of dollars at the end of it, of purchasing a truck, because they're gonna bump up the rate. They have a buy rate and they have a contract rate, which means they buy the financing from whatever bank for X amount, and then they have a contract rate, and they'll make 2%, 3%, whatever they can get out of you. So make sure you have your financing ahead of time. I know I'm going on and on, but that's really where they get you. Don't buy an extended contract at that time. Wait until later, because you can buy a Ford extended contract from at way better price than what they're going to try to hose you for. Do not buy. Here's the other things you do not want. You do not want ceramic coating. You do not want nitrogen-filled tires. You do not want permaplate. You don't want security packages. You want the truck. Buy the truck. That's it. Get out the door with your wallet. So that's going to be my advice on buying any vehicle, not just a Maverick, but from buying 3 of them in the past year, basically. That's what I've noticed, is that the finance manager's office is where you're going to get hosed, not necessarily the purchase of the truck. I'm super thrilled to have it. I don't care if I paid extra. And on this vehicle, I'll be doing a video on bed liner and a dedicated jumper cable system, because the way to use a jumper cable in this is pretty sad. And then I've got some other videos coming up on the Jeeps. Keep watching. I appreciate you. I'm David from the Redneck Garage. Keep turning wrenches.